Every journey leaves echoes, moments we didn't know would matter, voices that stayed with us longer than the story itself. Tonight isn't just an ending, it's a look back, a deep breath, and the first steps into whatever comes next. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Common Anomaly Podcast. I'm your host, Stuart James. Joining me today is Clayton James. How's it going, brother?
It's going really good today. It's cold out again, though.
It is cold out again, but we're here. We've done it. The end of the year.
Yeah.
Our last episode of the season. How do you feel?
Hard to believe we've been doing this an entire year.
I know. We had kind of set a goal as soon as we kind of figured out that you were basically going to co-host, which you never formally accepted, by the way. But as soon as you kind of regularly started appearing on the show, and it seemed like that was going to be a thing for an ongoing period, we kind of had a discussion, and kind of after decided that the Mysterious Universe thing wasn't going to be a thing, and this no longer needed to be an audition kind of experiment, and we wanted to keep it going anyway. We had a discussion. What do we do? How long do we keep this going? What are our goals? And we decided, well, we'll give it a year. We'll give it 1 year and see where the show is at the end of a year and see if we want to keep doing it or not. And so here we are. Yeah,
basically I said I'm willing to commit to this for a year, and at the end of the year we'll say, we'll look, see, are people actually listening to it?
Yeah, are we seeing growth?
Do we still enjoy
doing it?
I don't know about you. At the end of the year, I'm still having a lot of fun doing this.
Me too.
And
absolutely.
We seem to actually be growing an audience, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it is a slow grind. We haven't hit our breakthrough moment like I thought would eventually happen, where, I thought it'd be grind, and then there'd be this threshold moment where we just take off. That hasn't really happened yet, but we've seen significant growth, a lot of positive feedback. We're both still having a lot of fun. So yes, we absolutely plan on going ahead next year into what will be our season 3, which I'm really excited for. But today's going to be all about reflecting on where we've been, reflecting on the past year, the stories we've loved, the stories that we didn't love so much, the stuff we've missed, the stuff we want to do next. Yeah, and we're just going to have fun because this is basically our holiday party. This is our Christmas party episode. So we don't have a formal topic to cover. The show itself is the topic for today. So, and I had a thought. If you're finding the show for the first time and this is your first episode listening, I would still encourage you to listen to it. And then maybe it'll give you some kind of hints on what to look back. Because, we do have a catalog now of 48 other episodes besides this one. And we are breaking now for a holiday break. We won't be back until January 10th or whatever. Mm-hmm. Something like that for the first episode of season 3. But over the next couple weeks, you've got 48 other episodes you can go back and explore if you're new to the show. So I hope it's a fun listen for everybody today.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun over the past year. We had set the goal, kind of an arbitrary goal, of getting like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. And it's really exciting to see we hit that back in November, and we're almost at
1,300.
We're almost at 1,300 now. So it's really cool. Yeah, and while we might not have taken off, as you put it,
we're seeing really steady growth, though. We grow on every episode.
And it is picking up pace too, just slowly. So it's really exciting. Next year, by the end of next year, I want to see 10,000 subscribers.
Totally, absolutely.
And I think we can do it.
And what I'm most happy about is how the quality of the show has grown over the past year. It has been a real grind doing a weekly podcast. Like we've said many times, we both have regular day jobs. Mm-hmm. So we squeeze this in on our evenings and weekends through the week, doing all the research and all the recording and production of the show, there's way more to it than you would realize. But it's like having a whole other full-time job, especially with a weekly turnover that we've been doing. But I really like that we're doing that. I wanted to do that because it kind of forced us to get experience points and learn by doing. Because, just under a year ago, I hit record for the first time, absolutely knowing nothing about podcast production.
Yeah, you were just recording it on your cell
Yeah,
phone those first couple of episodes.
I bought a $30 USB mic on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm still using today. But yeah, I just downloaded a free software on my iPhone, and that's what I started recording off of. And we've grown incrementally. We've added equipment, we've added sophistication. We've both learned a lot about not only audio production, but video production that we're doing now. Like, if I could talk to myself, a year in the past and show them the video content we're producing now and say, this is what you're going to be doing in 1 year's time, I would have been like, no way, get out of town. The show sounds great. The production's great. The quality of our content, I think, is really amazing. I know we're fluffing ourselves up a lot, but I'm just proud of what we've achieved.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want to take a little bit of time at the beginning of this episode and just do a couple shout outs of people that have contributed to the show over the year, and that have helped make it possible. And so my biggest shout out today has to be to you, Clayton.
Oh, shucks.
It's true. I definitely would have given up on this project by now if you hadn't come on board, because there's mutual accountability with two of us working on it. And you've contributed so much to the quality of the content of the show. You've definitely saved my ass, pulled my ass out of the fire a number of times when I just had a crazy week and wasn't as prepared as I'd like to be for a show, and you brought the goods. We're able to carry the weight, and you've contributed so much in helping with the artwork on the show and a lot of the production stuff that you just do better than me. And I know part of that is tools. You've got some more sophisticated tools you're working with on your end, and we collaborate a lot. But it's a really good creative collaboration, which is a rare thing. That as someone who's worked in the arts, your creative partner on a project matters a lot. Your scene partner or whatever, your director, whatever it is, that relationship and how it works is very important to what the final product looks like. And I think we're good creative collaborators.
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun. And it really meant a lot to me that you invited me to, come along with you on this journey. And yeah, I said from the beginning, this is lots of fun. I'm happy to co-host it with you for as long as you'll have me.
That's great. No, I think we should keep going. I honestly think if we just persisted, if we just kept going, we could take this as far as we want to take it.
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends on us and whether we're still enjoying it or not.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what we can do by the end of next year. Last night I actually listened to like the first 3 episodes of this show.
Oh God, that must have been painful.
They're pretty rough.
Yeah.
They're pretty rough. So it's crazy to see how far the show has come, and I've learned a lot, and I feel like I learned something new every week doing the show. Every week we try to make it better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm really excited. I wish I could just look into the future and see what this will be in a year from now.
Yeah, I think we've still got a long way we can go. I know I still have a lot to learn. I've definitely learned a lot about audio production and that, but I know there's lots we can still do to improve our quality, and I'm excited to keep going down that road. Just quickly, before we move on from that, I do want to thank all the guests we've had on the show this year. You were the first guest on the show. Mm-hmm. Because I really wanted to talk to another person. I found it really difficult, especially at the beginning, just talking to myself into a black void. It was challenging. So thank you. So the first person I reached out to was like, well, I'll get Clayton on. I know he can talk about some of this stuff. But then I'm Coulter, Shelby Wilson, Mark Flegel, and Mike Aiello. All thank you very much for being on the show. Those episodes where we had a guest could do an interview were some of the most fun. It really mixed things up a bit, having a different energy and hearing other people's stories and opinions on things. So I really want to do more about that. And there's definitely some people we missed that we really tried to get on the show. Yeah. And it didn't work. Like, I really wanted to get some audio with our father, my dad, especially around the Freemason stuff. Because then maybe we're outing him a bit, but he was briefly a Freemason, but not like a super active one. I thought it was just a good excuse to try and get some audio with Dad, because he's 85 this year, right? He's 85. He's got a lot of stories to tell. And I think it'd just be fun to get some audio with that. I also tried to get our other brother, both of our older brothers, Steven, on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wouldn't do it. I couldn't convince him. I don't know if he's shy or what. But he writes short stories.
Yeah.
He's a bit of an author and doing quite well. And he leans into sci-fi a lot, right? And he sent me a sampling of some of his short stories, and they're awesome. And so I thought, oh, that would be so great. Well, good excuse to get him on the show. But I couldn't convince him. He just wouldn't have it. And then there's always Bob Lazar.
Yes, our old friend Bob Lazar.
We're coming for you, Bob. We'll get you eventually.
Did he ever respond to your email?
No, of course not. It probably went straight in the bin. But I think if we persist, if we keep growing, and if we keep badgering him, maybe one day we will, right? That's how Jeremy Corbell did it. He just bugged him until he said yes.
He doesn't like doing interviews, so
No.
I mean, he went on Joe Rogan, but I mean, we're not Joe Rogan.
No, that's right.
We just
and even that took some convincing.
We just hit 1,000 followers. Joe Rogan's got 20 million.
Yeah, so we'll get there.
We've got a ways to go.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I thought, oh, we can talk about stats and all that. But no, that's boring. Nobody wants to hear a budget report. Let's talk about the show. Like, I want to talk about some of our favorite, most fun stories that we've covered over the past year. Mm-hmm. And this will also help if there's new listeners out there get an idea of what this show's about. It started very much with a very loose premise because I was emulating Mysterious Universe because that's the job I was auditioning for. Just kind of paranormal activity, weird stuff, esoteric topics, UFOs, Bigfoot, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And which, I did have the thought after we're like, okay, I don't think that's a thing. We can make this show whatever I want. I did have a moment of reflection of, do we even need to keep doing this content? Is there something else we want to talk about instead? Right? Because we're not committed to that. But no, I like it. I like the subject matter. There's so much to dig into, and it's a lot of fun. There's so many fun stories out there. So I've got a little list, but I'd like you to start. Like, what were some of give me your top 3. Your top 3 episodes.
Jeepers, I wish I'd come prepared with a list.
You didn't prepare? You didn't prepare for the show?
No, you told me, like, this is just going to be fun banter episode. Yeah. I'm like, oh, good, I don't need to prepare at all this week. So, let's see.
I would say... Off the top of your head. Off the top. I'm sure you can think of it.
Honestly, somewhere near the top of that list would be not one episode, but kind of a trilogy of episodes we had about liminal spaces. Started with the Elisa Lam story, and then we did an episode on the back rooms, and then we did an episode on, the Stanley Hotel and The Shining.
Yeah.
And I just really loved how those stories kind of connected, and how they formed just a neat little trilogy of episodes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini arc.
Yeah.
A mini arc, because like they were different. They all were definitely standalone episodes, but you're right. They all were connected under this theme of liminal space and what does that mean and how do we interact with it. So all 3 really fun episodes. That's a great one.
Yeah, and I'd say one of my other favorites, also kind of a trilogy of episodes rather than a single episode, was from our first season, Prophecy -1.
What was that one even about?
And Strange Eons. So, Prophecy -1, the description for that episode reads, "This week, Stuart accidentally joins a cult."
Oh, right.
And Clayton attempts to use AI to summon a demon.
Right.
It's a very campy kind of description, but that's pretty much what the episode was about. It was about you kind of falling in with your friends in the
Theosophists.
The Theosophical Society.
Yeah. No,
going to fun. Bible reading with them.
Yeah, that's going way back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And, I really liked one of mine on the list is the 2, again, a pair of episodes, our 2 AI episodes. I thought those were a lot of fun, and those were definitely 2 episodes that we got some really incredible audience engagement and feedback. I think that's just a topic people are very focused on right now in the world. I think we covered it really well. That's also on my list of things I want to revisit. I feel like there's a lot of developments going on in that space, and there's definitely more that we could cover, especially as we've grown and how we produce content and what we do. I think we can do even better in covering that topic. So I'd love to revisit that at some point.
Well, that's the kind of thing you could do a podcast episode every day about AI on all the latest updates and never keep up with it.
Yeah,
because it's advancing so quickly, that field. So yeah, definitely worth revisiting, next year.
Yeah, that would be boring to me if we just did like one topic like that, like AI just every week. That would drive me nuts.
But hey, there's a lot of channels out there like that just are really focused on one specific issue, and there's definitely a place for that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy what we do, where we visit something different every week.
Well, and mentioning that, I felt like this year was a really great year just for stories in this field. Like the year kicked off with the huge drone UAP flap.
Yeah,
that happened. That happened right at the beginning of us starting this journey. So immediately it felt great that there was a developing story in our world that was very relevant to what we cover on the show. And there's definitely more bits and pieces. Definitely it feels like a very big push in the public world for disclosure. People have varying opinions of that. I think it's something that could happen. I think there is hidden information out there about this phenomenon. I think it's possible. I think we could get to see that. And then there's been also really interesting developing stories through the year. Three Eye Atlas. I wouldn't say necessarily my favorite episodes of everything we've covered, but we've done 3 of them. We might do a 4th or 5th. It is a really fascinating topic.
It's a popular topic.
And it's fun as a developing story that's unfolding in real time that we get to cover. Don't always get that in this field where there's something happening immediately that we get to talk about as it's unfolding, like a news story. And it is fascinating. That just gets more and more interesting as time goes on. I remember I got a message, I think it was from Mark at some point after our second episode on Three Eye Atlas, or he just texted me. He's like, so is this thing a Death Star or what? Or I think he said Star Destroyer. Is this a Star Destroyer? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But every day that goes by, I think more and more it might be a Star Destroyer.
It's like every day something new comes out about that object, and I'm having a harder and harder time believing that it's a comet.
Me too. So definitely one to follow for sure. You mentioned Dyatlov Pass, and so that was a fun episode, but that kicked off a kind of a series of episodes. It's almost like a subgenre, I think, within what we're covering, where it's cold case files. Almost.
Yeah, it's kind
like
of
high strangeness, cold case files.
It's kind of where true crime meets high strangeness.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying that. I didn't think that would be my bag, but those are some of the most fun episodes. Dyatlov, the Yuba County 5.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that. I'd really like to know how the audience is enjoying that. I know we've got some private feedback about it and people enjoying it, but I'd like to know what the broader audience think. And just in general, like we've got a couple weeks before the next season starts. I would really love if our audience would give us some feedback, reach out, take this time over Christmas. Let us know what you want to hear for season 3. Like, I want that input.
Well, Yuba County 5, I had suggested it to you because Susie had suggested it to me, and separately from that, Luis, our friend Luis, had also suggested that story to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice. It's nice people are listening and giving us that kind of feedback. That was another one of my favorites from this year was the Yuba County 5 episode.
Elisa Lamb falls into that category as well, right? But my personal fave, this is what I would call my 2 personal favorite for fun. These were the 2 most fun episodes that we've done this year. And for me, it was number 1, the Nahanni Valley, for sure. Particularly that Mad Trapper of Rat River story.
Yeah, you loved that story.
Was just... Yeah, that made my day. That made my week.
We finished that.
I loved that story.
We finished recording that, and I I was saying, I think that guy's your new hero.
Well, I wouldn't say hero, but it's just a really fun story. If you haven't heard that episode, or if you're a new listener, definitely make that the first one you go back and listen to, is the Nahanni Valley. I believe we named the episode The Valley of the Headless Man.
Yeah. And, you know, it's an episode where I had kind of sort of started figuring out what I was doing with video editing. It's still kind of rough.
Yeah,
but
it's gorgeous if you ask me. I thought it was great. It's really engaging. The Swift-Runner was really good too.
Yeah. Those I really like those videos. I think they turned out being like really engaging. But when you're the one that made it, you look at it and you see all these little flaws.
Yeah, you just see the flaws.
They just jump out at you and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Well,
wish I had more time.
But what have we done? Like 4 videos? 5? Something like that. A handful.
5. Yeah, like 5 videos.
Yeah.
Done.
So think about video 50, right?
Yeah.
What's the quality? Just like the podcast, the audio podcast, right? Where did we start at episode 1, and what is it now that we're on the verge of episode 50, right? Think about where it's going. That's what I say. So, and I'd say we're on a pretty good path. Like if we just keep focused on how do we improve this every episode, I think it's going to turn out to be amazing. And the next, okay, this is where I'm going to end it. This is the end of my list. My personal fit, I know you'll probably disagree with me, but Ozzo 1 and the Wyoming Coyote. I love that story too. That's just a really fun abduction case. It has dark elements too, but even just that title. You sent that title to me. You came up with that title. And I was like, yes, that's it. That's a show I want to listen to. Ozzo 1 and the Wyoming Coyote. Come on. A really cool story.
I really enjoyed that episode. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I did really enjoy it. And I've got a soft spot for that episode specifically because I've spent so much time in Wyoming over the past several years.
Yeah.
It was really cool to get to talk about a place that's become, very close to my heart. You asked for 3. I have to think of one more.
Yeah, you got one more. You got one more spot
I got to make it a good one.
I'm surprised you're not talking about The Shining. You were so jazzed about doing The Shining.
That's part of the
your
trilogy.
Trilogy, right? Okay.
I got to pick another one.
I'll let you think. I can edit out the long silence. Pick something. What about Padre Pio? Padre Pio, I thought, was one of our in terms of content delivery, like how we covered it, the flow and the pace of the episode, and just how we covered his story. I thought that was one of the most professionally concise and just fun episodes.
Yeah, Padre Pio was a good one. I'd say if I had to pick a third favorite episode, Cursed Video Games.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That was a fun episode too.
And that is definitely one I'd like to revisit.
Yeah, there's more there. There's definitely more there.
Yeah, we kind of just focused on 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because, we're trying to fit everything into an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, we played a lot with, different lengths for the show.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we had episodes you had episodes as short as 15 minutes, and we had episodes as long as like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And we eventually settled 1 hour-ish seems to be the ideal length.
Yeah, and I think we found the real sweet spot was actually right around 45 minutes to an hour, kind of that 15...
somewhere in there.
Yeah, kind of that 50-minute mark.
Yeah, so it's tough to fit everything you want to talk about into an hour, but that's good because it keeps the episode tight and well paced.
Well, and I found it was really important eventually because at the beginning we didn't set, this is the time we're looking for. But when we felt it out through experience and landed, okay, this is how long we wanted to be, having that benchmark was really important from a production standpoint. That really gave us kind of a metric for structuring the episode around. Mm-hmm. To really know, okay, this is how much time we have, and how do we squeeze the points we want to hit in order to cover a story properly in that amount of time to build an episode. It really helped just setting that benchmark for ourselves. And also, it made it predictable on what the production schedule would be in terms of how long it takes to edit an episode and master it and get it out on time kind of thing, right? So I'm sorry, I'm digging into boring production stuff, but it does matter. And that's why, I always think the audience What do you mean? We're at time. We're at time. It's like you can do this for as long as you want, right? And that's true. But in order to do it effectively, it helps to have that structure in place.
Yeah, I mean, as much structure as we can have. We don't read off a script. These are just conversations, which I like, which I really like that format. I think this would be a lot less fun to do if it were scripted.
I agree.
I like what we do, where we just pick a topic and we each spend the week basically trying to learn everything we possibly can about it.
And then having a conversation.
Enough that we can have, kind of an informed-ish conversation about it.
I agree. And I feel like some people struggle with that format. It's like, I think there's so much stuff that's just purely one narrator. It's all completely scripted. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's a great way if you want something to come out incredibly clean, incredibly structured, but that's not the point of this show. It's more about the conversation. So, and some people I think understand that and really dig that, and I think it's confusing for other people, for different audience members. But yeah, let's transition. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the stuff we maybe didn't cover as much or didn't get around to covering that we really want to tackle in season 3. I'm going to throw the ball into your court again. Like, what do you want to do in season 3? Do you have some ideas?
When I'm researching a topic for this show, I'm always looking for the things that no one else has talked about. It's like...
the more obscure, the better.
Yeah. It's like Dyatlov Pass. There's like 1,000 YouTube videos about Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah.
But I really fixated on the Mansi mythology. Because you hear the Mansi people mentioned in other people covering this story, but no one has talked much about their mythology and their history. So I became really fixated on that. Where does that leave us in terms of topics I'd like to do for our 3rd season? I think the first one we should do, I'm gonna just say it right now. Everyone's heard about Area 51. Let's talk about Area 52. No one talks about Area 52.
I had no idea.
Episode on that.
You mentioned this the other day, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's a thing. That is a thing.
In my mind, there's another podcast called Area 52. So I'm like, you want to cover another podcast?
The actual military installation, Area 52.
Oh,
that's where they keep all the good stuff because everyone knows about Area 51 now.
Okay. Oh, that might be a good one. I know nothing about that. I know absolutely nothing about that. I really want to do more psychic phenomena stuff. Dream interpretation, brain phenomenon, and psychic powers, that sort of thing. Mediumship. I know we've touched some on that.
Yeah.
And those have been some of the really fun highlights of the year as well. It's just like the divining rods, man.
I would love for us to go on another ghost hunt.
Yeah.
How have we not mentioned Bankhead yet?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a really fun time. That was really fun.
That was a really fun day.
Yeah, the times when we've found a way to do some field work, which hasn't been very often, but that has been really fun. That has been really rewarding because then you got memories that go along with it as well. It's not just recording the show that you've read about. You actually go out and experience something. And that's a lot of fun. I would like to do more of that. Time travel is another one for me. Like, we've never done any time travel episodes.
Well,
we've touched on the idea in terms of theories, different theories.
We talked about it a bit in our episode on
the Greys,
the Montauk, and Project Looking Glass. Bit of time travel involved in that.
But we haven't done like a dedicated time travel episode.
No.
I think that'd be a lot of fun because there's definitely some really fun time travel stories out there and conspiracies out there to cover.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'd like to do some time travel. One that I mentioned to you earlier this year when we were struggling for episodes ideas that kind of fell flat with you. But have you heard of the mud flood conspiracy, the whole Tartaria alternative history conspiracy?
You mentioned it. I hadn't heard too much about it.
We'll have to look into that. I think it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I would love to dig into that in season 3. I think that'd be fun.
What about our old friend Loeb? Do you think there's going to be a place for Loeb in the show?
Oh, I don't know.
Next year?
I was always very apprehensive of Loeb from the beginning. It just kind of turned into a thing. It took on a life of its own, so I came to accept Loeb. But I was always a little tenuous about the whole Loeb thing.
We kind of haven't talked much about Loeb in a bit, and I think
Maybe we should just recap for new people who might not remember.
Loeb was basically, a jailbroken AI that took on this very ominous personality. That was introduced in our episode way back.
It's like 4
Prophecy
or 5.
-1.
Yeah, 4 or 5 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of
adopted the character.
Yeah, we kind of adopted this character as almost the unofficial third host of the show, and have this AI kind of read some dialogue over our intros for a while. I conducted an actual interview with Loeb for our 2-part AI episode. We kind of pivoted away from that, and I think part of the reason is there's just so much AI out there right now. When we started the podcast, I was utilizing AI in what I considered to be what I thought was a very clever way and unique way.
Yep.
But so much has happened with AI in the past year. Now you look at the state of podcasts in general.
Yeah.
And probably like 80% of them are completely AI generated.
Yeah.
It's just AI generated scripts being read by AI voices, and that's all it is. And I reached a point where I'm like, I'm genuinely impressed now whenever I see a podcast
where it's actual human beings
that's hosted by actual humans. So we kind of pivoted away from the Loeb character. We don't need more AI generated stuff.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Well, that never felt like a conscious decision. I feel like we just organically moved on a little bit. But that was fun while it lasted. It was fun having this kind of idea, this egregore that emerged out of the show itself.
Yeah.
Of this character that kind of was coming along with us for a part of our journey.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, right?
I think it's worth maybe revisiting here and there.
Yeah.
But probably not an every episode thing, like it was for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It was a little mini epoch in time.
Yeah.
In our year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did kind of like that. It felt like the show was kind of developing a mythos almost.
Yeah. Yeah, because it really was a character that emerged out of the show, of the show's development, right? Which I feel like we're maybe driving towards the end of the episode a little bit here. I don't know how you're feeling, but I did want to, on just the housekeeping front, talk about season 3 and how we're going to do it, because we've made a couple decisions about how we're going to run the show so that we can keep it going in a way that fits within our lives. We both decided we wanted to grind out as much content this year as we could, for, again, just to kind of bullet train ourselves through the experience factor, right?
Yeah.
And growing a catalog of content, right? I feel like we've done that, and we're going to continue to do that. Like if we're still going, we're doing that no matter what. But we've decided, in order to make life more manageable, we are going to do the audio podcast bi-weekly. So every other week we'll do a podcast audio only episode. So we're not going to do videos on every episode like we discussed. We still want to do video content, but we're going to do the videos as a separate stream of content. So it'll be a separate episode itself, probably a little shorter in format, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And that'll be just once a month. We'll do a video episode.
So instead of 4 episodes a month, you're getting 3 episodes a month.
That's right.
But one of them's going to be a video.
Yeah, 2 audio only podcasts, much like we've been doing the entire year. Mm-hmm. And then 1 video a month. Yeah. That'll be kind of like a feature half-hour video.
Yeah, and the reason for that with the video is it is really, really difficult to put together an episode, like a video for a full-length podcast episode, and do it in a day.
Yeah.
And
because
have any kind of quality.
And the reason for that is because, like you said, this is a conversational podcast.
Yeah, it's not scripted.
It's unscripted, so you can't make that video until you have the audio file, right? And then all the video production has to happen basically post audio file. You might have a few things in place, a few bones, just knowing yourself from your own research.
Yeah.
But the bulk of the work has to happen after we record the audio. So that means we either have to make trade-offs in how much time we allow ourselves to actually do research.
Yeah.
And get content in order to record the show earlier so that you have a sufficient amount of time to build a video without driving yourself crazy trying to
Yeah.
cram through it in like 24 hours.
Yeah, and those were pretty rough days.
Yeah.
Making those videos, I'd get up and I'd just start at it like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and I'd just keep going until it was done, and that'd usually be about 5 p.m.
Yeah. And even then, it felt like you said you weren't doing all the things you wanted to do because
No.
you were so fighting the clock,
Yeah, like
right? And we would rather go for quality, right?
Yeah, and I was just learning how to do any kind of video editing, and I kept thinking to myself, this is something I could have so much fun with,
Yeah.
and I could do some really cool stuff with it. But I'm basically just I got to work super quick, and everything's got to be like just good enough, moving on, good enough, moving on.
Yeah.
And I really want to just take my time with it and be able to put
Strive-
something out that I'm proud of.
Yeah, strive for quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be better in the long run. That if we have less frequent content, but it's of better quality because we can actually put the time into it that we want to put into it, I think that's just going to be a benefit for the show overall. Mm-hmm. So I hope the audience agrees with that. And I hope you stick around. I hope you won't feel a void in the content. I feel like you'll just be more excited when that episode finally drops.
No, and we're gonna do some other fun little things kind of here and there too. Like you've been putting together kind of shorter, like 5 or 6 minute long videos.
Yeah.
Just to supplement our full length podcasts.
Yeah. And
those
really,
are a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are fun.
You've only released one so far, but you've got more in the works.
That's right. Yeah. And really I was doing that just because I wanted to learn what you're doing because I knew nothing about it. So I got you to point me in the direction of the software you're using, and I just challenged myself, okay, put together a 5 to 10 minute segment just so I could learn how to do it because I didn't want all of that to be on your plate and I wanted to learn as well. Mm-hmm. And it has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I did the one, I challenged myself at Halloween. We had just started at that point. So I was like, I gave myself the target of I need to produce a Halloween short before Halloween. So that I had a deadline, I could force myself to learn how to do it. And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, the second challenge myself was to build another short for while we're on holidays. Mm-hmm. So that there would be something to release while we're on that break to give people a little bonus, on YouTube. I'm not going to release it as an audio episode. It's only like 9 minutes long. It's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another YouTube exclusive like the Halloween one was. So, but for next year, I think for our regular season, I think those 30-minute once a month videos, I think we will release an audio version of that.
Yeah.
I know some people prefer to listen to the audio episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever. But we have been focusing on video because we've been focusing on YouTube a lot because, again, that's just where the growth happens for podcasts in this day and age we're in.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on Spotify. It happens on YouTube, and that's just the reality of it. And you do better on YouTube if you've got video content. So that's the way we're going. But it is a lot of fun. Honestly, I'm loving the video stuff.
Oh yeah, it's. I have so much fun putting together the videos I've worked on. I wish I had more time to work on them, but I will now.
Well, you will now. Yeah. It's going to be great. So that's just about all I have. Do you have any final thoughts, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up for the day, for the year?
Yeah, it's still hard to believe we've been doing this for a year. No, I just really want to thank everyone that has been listening. Hopefully you continue to listen, and I'm really excited seeing what we can accomplish in another year.
Yeah. Me too. I have to second those sentiments. Yes, it's thanks to the people that have come on board. We've got some really great fans. We've gotten some amazing feedback over the course of the year, and that's really what has kept us going and what has led to us to decide, yes, let's keep doing this.
Yeah.
Is knowing that we're building a community within our audience that's really following the show and enjoying and coming back week after week. That's what keeps us going, really. Mm-hmm. So we just want to see more of that. And that's why I say engage. Come talk to us. Write us emails via the website or just comment on YouTube or wherever you can. Find us on social media, our Facebook page. We've got several social media accounts, but really most of them are pretty dead. Like I haven't updated the Twitter in 6 months. I never had a Twitter, or pardon me, X.
Yeah.
an X account. I started that when I started the show, and I think I've made 4 posts on it. So really where you're going to find us is the Facebook account or the Instagram, where we're updating regularly about our episodes and stuff. So reach out to us in whatever way makes sense to you. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see in the future, what topics you enjoy. And yeah, we're going to do our best to deliver and keep ramping up the quality of our content for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Good year. Time to party. Time to party. Are we going to the pub?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, I'll buy a beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. Celebrate this fantastic year we've had. Okay, with that, we'll let everybody get on with their Christmas break and with their weekend. And yeah, there'll be a couple little extras that drop over the next week or two. But otherwise, we'll see you in early January for season 3. Good night.
Good night.